Live TV, millions watching, and Barron Trump is the target of a ruthless on-air mockery. What happens next will leave you speechless. His comeback isn't just unexpected, it's a masterclass in handling the unthinkable. The atmosphere in the studio is electric. The camera is rolling, and millions of viewers are tuned in, waiting for their nightly dose of entertainment. But tonight, something unexpected happens. A renowned news anchor, famous for his sharp wit and cutting-edge commentary, takes a jab at none other than Barron Trump, the youngest member of the Trump family. As the audience waits with bated breath, Barron stands calmly off-screen, his face betraying no emotion. But little do they know, the response coming from Barron will turn the tables completely and leave everyone in the studio and at home stunned. The mocking remark has just been delivered, and the tension is palpable. The anchor smiles, convinced he's delivered a perfect zinger. The audience laughs. But this moment will not end as they expect. The studio, the crew, the viewers, they're about to witness something far bigger than just a witty comeback. It's about to become a powerful lesson about poise, self-control, and the power of silence. And Barron's response will not only stun the room, but will shake up the very concept of what it means to be resilient under pressure. In this opening, we set the stage for an unforgettable moment, a turning point where a well-executed mockery morphs into a display of grace, leaving everyone wondering just how one young man could command so much respect, even in the face of ridicule. The lights are bright, the cameras are on, and the audience waits in anticipation for the next segment of the live broadcast. The news anchor, known for his sharp tongue and quick wit, prepares for his next moment of fame. He's been building up to this moment all night, and he knows this one will land. Barron Trump, the youngest member of the Trump family, is seated off to the side, attending the event in the background. The anchor, with his trademark smirk, turns toward the camera and makes a comment about Barron, laced with mockery. His words are sharp, designed to provoke a reaction, and the audience laughs, thinking it's just another of his clever jokes. The camera zooms in on the anchor, his expression smug, basking in the laughter of his audience. His voice is dripping with sarcasm, and his eyes glint with the confidence that comes from knowing he's on air, under the spotlight. At the same time, Barron is seated a few feet away, visibly unfazed. The harsh words directed at him seem to roll off like water on a duck's back. The contrast between the two is stark. The anchor is animated, his posture exaggerated, leaning forward in his chair, eager for the attention. Barron, on the other hand, remains calm, his face expressionless but his eyes steady. His attire, formal but simple, emphasizes his understated yet undeniable presence. The audience is laughing, unaware that what they think is an innocuous moment will soon shift into something far more profound. The camera captures the difference in energy between the mocking anchor and the composed young man standing just a few feet away. The laughter from the crowd continues to rise, but the tone of the moment is about to take a dramatic turn. The next few seconds will change everything. The camera zooms in on Barron Trump as the laughter from the audience fades into a subtle murmur. For a brief moment, everything goes quiet. Barron, the target of the mockery, rises from his seat. His calm demeanor contrasts sharply with the sharp words of the anchor. The crowd holds its breath, unsure of what will happen next. Barron walks confidently toward the stage, his footsteps deliberate and measured. His posture is straight, his head held high, but his face is impassive, showing neither anger nor fear. The lighting shifts subtly, casting a soft golden glow around him as he moves, emphasizing his quiet strength. He's dressed in a simple yet elegant dark suit, the colors muted but sharp, just enough to show that he belongs in this space. The audience, still in the process of processing what's unfolding, watches intently. As Barron reaches the center of the stage, the anchor's smug expression falters for just a second, his confidence now replaced by a hint of uncertainty. The crowd senses the change, a collective pause hanging in the air. The anchor tries to recover, but Barron stands his ground, silently waiting for the microphone to be handed to him. The camera cuts to the anchor, his face twitching as he struggles to hide his unease. For the first time tonight, he's no longer the dominant figure in the room. Barron takes the mic from the host's hand and slowly raises it to his lips. The camera captures his focused eyes, unflinching in the face of the mockery. He's not there to make a scene or respond in kind. Instead, his silence speaks volumes. The tension in the room is palpable. The mocking laughter from earlier has been replaced with an expectant stillness. The audience's energy shifts. What was once a moment of lighthearted humor has now turned into something heavier, something more serious. Barron pauses for a moment, then speaks softly but clearly, his words cutting through the silence like a blade. The impact is immediate and profound. His response doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to be angry. It is powerful in its simplicity. It is a moment of quiet dignity that commands respect, leaving the audience in stunned silence. The anchor, caught off guard, stumbles for words, but there's nothing left to say. The crowd slowly begins to applaud, first softly, then growing louder with each passing second. This moment marks the true shift in the dynamics of the room. Barron, in his poised response, has silenced the room. The air is thick with tension as Barron's response hangs in the air. The camera focuses on the anchor, whose smug expression has evaporated. His face is now a mask of surprise, his posture stiffening as he tries to process the sudden shift in power dynamics. The usual quick-witted confidence that had marked his earlier mocking is replaced by an uneasy uncertainty. For the first time in his career, the anchor is on the defensive. His eyes flicker nervously between Barron, who stands resolute, and the stunned audience. His mouth opens as if to speak, but no words come out at first. He clears his throat, trying to regain control of the situation, but the audience has already started reacting. The applause for Barron grows, slowly at first, as if unsure of what they just witnessed, but it picks up momentum as more people recognize the weight of the moment. The anchor, visibly flustered, begins to mumble something, attempting to shift the focus back to himself, but it's clear that the moment has passed. His earlier mocking tone now sounds hollow, and the laughter that once filled the room has been replaced with an uncomfortable silence. The once confident anchor now seems small in the face of Barron's composed strength. His attempt to control the situation backfires, making him appear increasingly insecure. The camera lingers on the anchor's face, capturing his furrowed brow and the slight tremor in his voice. The audience, still processing the shift, is no longer laughing. Instead, they are watching the anchor for his next move, but he's out of answers. His previous bravado is a distant memory. The anchor briefly glances at his co-host, who seems just as unsure of how to proceed. For a moment, he looks back at Barron, who remains poised and unshaken, standing tall as the focus of the room. The camera captures the stark contrast between them, the anchor now appearing more vulnerable and less charismatic, while Barron radiates quiet strength and confidence. There's a noticeable shift in the energy of the room. The anchor's attempts to recover fall flat, and the awkward silence stretches on, punctuated only by the applause for Barron. His words are now more careful, less cutting, as if he realizes the weight of what he just tried to do. It's a humbling moment for the anchor, one he's unlikely to forget. The camera zooms out to capture the wider scene as the impact of Barron's powerful response begins to spread across the room like a ripple on water. The audience, once divided between mocking laughter and uncertainty, now shifts into a unified admiration for Barron. The applause continues, louder and more enthusiastic, as more people join in, recognizing the gravity of the moment. It's no longer just a celebrity moment, it's a lesson in resilience and dignity that has captivated everyone present. Behind Barron, the backdrop of the event seems to blur into a sea of faces, all focused on him. You can see a variety of reactions from the crowd. Some guests are nodding approvingly, while others exchange glances, astonished by the turn of events. It's as if they've witnessed something rare, an underdog moment turned into a victory, and the ripple effect of Barron's strength is undeniable. The cameras pan across the room, capturing reactions from different groups, celebrities, journalists, and even people in the background, who were initially distracted or unaware of Barron's presence. Now, everyone seems to be aware of the shift in energy, as Barron has commanded the attention of the room without saying another word. His demeanor, calm, collected, and resolute, has become the focal point of the evening. People in the crowd are seen whispering to each other, with expressions of admiration and surprise. Some are shaking their heads, clearly impressed, while others are smiling, perhaps even feeling a sense of pride. It's clear that Barron's response has become a topic of conversation in real time, sparking discussions about integrity, strength, and poise in the face of adversity. In another part of the room, a group of journalists exchange knowing looks. The gravity of what just occurred is sinking in for them as well. Some quickly take out their phones, no doubt to report on the story that has unfolded in front of them. There's an energy now, a buzz in the air that wasn't there before. The anchor's mocking tone has been replaced by a humbling silence, as more and more people begin to realize that Barron's composed response wasn't just an act of personal defense. It was a message to everyone present. The camera pans to a young woman sitting in the audience, her eyes wide with newfound respect for Barron. She whispers to her companion, and you can tell that her perception of him has shifted drastically in the span of a few minutes. It's clear that Barron's moment of dignity has left an indelible mark on those who were watching closely. This ripple effect isn't confined to the physical space of the event. The event itself, broadcast to thousands of viewers at home, now takes on a new significance. News outlets are already picking up the story, some even starting to run clips of the exchange, offering commentary and analysis. Social media platforms light up with posts, tweets, and videos, with Barron's name trending across platforms. His calm response becomes the subject of admiration and praise, with people from all walks of life sharing their thoughts. Barron, in that brief moment, has shown the world that resilience in the face of mockery isn't just about staying silent. It's about rising above, maintaining your integrity, and commanding respect. What started as an uncomfortable public moment for Barron has transformed into a teaching moment for millions, and the ripple effect is already being felt far beyond the confines of that room. As the event comes to a close, the atmosphere is electric with conversation about Barron's response. The aftermath of what just transpired is now settling in, and the impact is clear. The audience, once filled with uncertainty and whispers, is now abuzz with admiration. Barron's composure in the face of mockery has left an indelible mark on the room, and the ripple effect continues to spread outward. Backstage, the event organizers and staff are exchanging looks of disbelief and respect. They know they've just witnessed something extraordinary. One of the producers, who had been nervously anticipating how the situation would unfold, is now seen quietly nodding to herself, impressed by Barron's dignity. The room, which had once been tense, now feels different. There's an unspoken recognition that Barron has handled the moment with more grace and strength than anyone could have expected. Outside the event, the media frenzy has begun. News outlets, both traditional and digital, are running breaking stories about Barron's comeback, with clips from the live broadcast already circulating. Commentary is flooding in from social media, as influencers, public figures, and ordinary people alike express their admiration for Barron's response. Some have even gone so far as to say that the moment was a turning point, a new chapter in how Barron is perceived in the public eye. Public figures who once might have dismissed Barron as just another member of a famous family are now expressing newfound respect. Political commentators and pundits on both sides of the aisle are acknowledging the strength it took for Barron to remain composed and turn the situation around. The online sentiment is overwhelmingly positive, with hashtags related to Barron's response trending worldwide. The mockery that had been aimed at him is now overshadowed by the respect and praise he's receiving in return. In the social media world, memes and quotes from Barron's comeback are quickly circulating, turning the moment into a viral sensation. Hashtags like Barron Trump, resilience, and power of calm are trending. Some people are even using the moment as inspiration, posting their own stories about facing adversity with dignity and strength. Meanwhile, the actor who had mocked Barron earlier is now facing a backlash. Social media users are calling out his behavior, some expressing surprise that he would stoop so low. There are reports that the actor has received a wave of negative attention, with many questioning his character. The public's opinion of him has shifted in an instant, with some speculating that the event could negatively impact his career. As for Barron, the public's perception of him has dramatically changed. What was once considered a challenging moment for him has now become an emblem of his character and strength. His name is now being mentioned in conversations about resilience, and the young man who once lived in the shadow of his family is now being recognized for his own remarkable qualities. For Barron, this moment marks a significant turning point. As the media attention grows, so does the respect he commands. His response has not only quieted the mockery of the actor, but has also proven to the world that he is more than just a famous last name. He is a young man with strength, dignity, and the ability to rise above adversity. The event, once considered a minor occurrence, is now a defining moment in Barron Trump's public life, and the effects of his composure will echo long after the event has ended. As the dust settles and the media frenzy begins to die down, the significance of Barron Trump's response becomes undeniable. What started as a moment of mockery and potential humiliation has instead transformed into a lesson in grace, strength, and composure. Barron's quiet resilience has left a lasting impression on everyone who witnessed it, from the audience at the event to millions of viewers watching around the world. In the face of public ridicule, Barron could have lashed out, responded angrily, or allowed the situation to overwhelm him. But he didn't. Instead, he demonstrated the power of calmness under pressure, showing that it's not the actions of others that define us, but how we choose to respond. His reaction has resonated with countless people, reminding them that personal strength comes not from engaging in conflict, but from maintaining one's dignity in the most challenging of circumstances. The aftershocks of this moment continue to ripple through the media and social landscapes, shifting the narrative from one of mockery to one of respect. Barron's response has not only changed public perception, but has inspired others to face their own challenges with the same quiet determination. People are now looking to him as a symbol of resilience, with many recognizing that his response has set a new standard for handling adversity. For Barron Trump, this event was more than just a moment in time. It was a defining moment in his life. It marked a transformation from a young man often defined by his family name to someone who stood on his own and proved his strength. His character shone brighter than ever before, and in doing so, he earned the admiration of those who once underestimated him. This moment serves as a reminder to all that how we respond to adversity can define us far more than the adversity itself. Barron Trump, by simply staying calm and composed in the face of mockery, showed the world that strength isn't always loud or forceful. It can be quiet, steady, and undeniably powerful. The lesson is clear. Rise above, stay true to yourself, and let your actions speak louder than the noise around you.